Stay tuned as we build the full McFarlane DC Multiverse Dark Knights team. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and you can now hit that join button and become a channel member here as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse full lineup of Dark Knights, as we recently got the last figure we needed to complete this team. That was of course the Drowned. So if you, like me, have been buying all of these figures as they were released, you should now have the full lineup of the Dark Knights. So who are the Dark Knights? The Dark Knights are a group of supervillains from the DC Dark Multiverse. They are evil, twisted versions of Batman from destroyed Earths who were saved and united by the Batman Who Laughs in order to carry out Barbatos' goal of bringing darkness throughout the multiverse. Their first appearance was in Dark Days, the casting #1 from September 2017. And if you couldn't tell by their unique character designs, they are all essentially hybrids of Batman with other members of the Justice League, but in evil forms. And they all have their own unique names, and they all have their own reasons for being evil from their own unique destroyed Earths and whatnot. But I'm going to go through each one of them, just tell you who they are and how they relate to Batman, what they represent, because this team is very unique looking, and get them on your shelf are going to look very formidable against your other DC figures. So the first figure you need to complete this team is of course the person who put this Dark Knights team together in the first place. The Batman Who Laughs, the hybrid of Batman and the Joker. So the Batman Who Laughs represents Batman's fear of becoming as bad as the Joker, and how much he is defined by the never-ending war with the Clown Prince of Crime, and his regret he cannot stop the Joker for good without killing him. And I think that's what happens in Earth -22. Batman does eventually snap and kill the Joker, but in doing so releases these toxins, this Joker toxin that infects Bruce Wayne and turns him into the Batman Who Laughs. And I also want to bring attention to is this Robin looking character here, which is of course the Crow, and he can be an army builder, and McFarlane did actually give you 3 different variants of this figure. So if you choose to army build the Crows, you at least have some variety in your display. So the Crows are essentially orphans from Earth -22 who were infected with the Joker toxin, and now they just serve the Batman Who Laughs, and all they can say is Crow. And in his own twisted evil mind, he just dressed them all up as the Robin essentially. So yeah, these are just orphans dressed as the Robin, infected with the Joker venom, and yeah, now they just live to serve, and all they can say is Crow. So yeah, I might actually buy the other 2 figures, the other 2 variants of the Crow, just because I think they've looked for a cool display, because you can have the Batman Who Laughs with the chain holding them, and I might even get a dirtier chain just to make the display a little bit cooler. But yeah, Batman Who Laughs and the Crow, definitely characters you need for the start of this display. Next up, we have the only figure that I never did a full review for on the channel. And if you couldn't tell just by looking at him, it is of course a hybrid of the Flash and Batman, aka the Red Death. And just real quick, I do like the character design of this one a lot. The maroon, I guess the contrasting brighter red, and then you got the Bat logo on the front here with that lightning bolt slash down the middle. So yeah, really liking this guy. Definitely looks like a Flash and Batman evil version. Liking this a lot. So the Red Death represents Batman's fear of losing family members of the Bat family, his love for them, and the regret of those he has failed. And some of his dialogue and his Speed Force quirk imply that it may also represent Batman's fear of slowing down due to old age, because obviously that scares us all. But yeah, really liking this guy. Definitely adds a little bit of colour to this sort of dark metals team anyway. So yeah, very happy with this guy. Glad to add him to the shelf, to the collection, to this team, the Red Death. Here we have the Batman and Cyborg hybrid, aka the Murder Machine. Again, I like this character design, all black with the sort of Batman silhouette with the cowl and stuff, but I like that we've got this blue and orange piping because it does stand out against the figure a lot. He also came with an interchangeable hand, so you can have these like tentacle effects shown, and these are obviously those tentacles that plug into computers so we can take over technology, because it is of course a Batman and Cyborg evil hybrid, and I like those orange orange beady eyes as well. So this, of course, represents Batman's fear that he isn't as self-sufficient as he thinks, his father-son relationship with Alfred Pennyworth, and losing his humanity, because who isn't scared of going a little bit crazy? But yeah, this is a protocol that I think Bruce Wayne of that Earth put into place, and it all went wrong. But yeah, he looks very nice on display with these guys. And again, I love these little tentacles as well. Very creepy and evil. The Murder Machine. Here we have the only female on this Dark Knight's crew. It is, of course, the recently reviewed The Drowned. So I do go into more detail on that review of why this version of Batman and Aquaman is a woman, because in that negative universe, all the sexes are switched. So this isn't Bruce Wayne, this is Bryce Wayne. But it does represent the hybrid of Batman and Aquaman, if you couldn't tell with the trident. But yeah, this is a nice looking design. And as I said, it adds a little bit of diversity to the team as well, because it is a female on there, which I think is a nice touch as well. So the Drowned represents Batman's fear of going too far in the fight against superhumans, his love for Catwoman, and his inability to trust anybody but himself. So again, in that universe, I think Catwoman's a guy and he's called Kyle or something like that. I believe so. But again, I like the twist on that concept. And again, I like the little flair that she adds to the team. But yes, here we have the Drowned. Now, this guy is definitely the biggest out of all the figures, and he is the only builder figure as well, but he's definitely worth buying those 4 figures to complete him. He is, of course, the Merciless, this big tank of a machine with a giant gold sword as well. So, as you can tell with the logo on the front, this is the hybrid of Batman and Wonder Woman, but instead of it being a Wonder Woman-Batman hybrid, I believe it's Bruce Wayne with Ares to some degree. You can go and figure out the details, but the Merciless represents Batman's fear of who he would become if he started killing, how Wonder Woman helps him see the good in people, and his regret that he cannot really end his crusade since his villains keep coming back. So yeah, this is Batman mixed with the God of War, of course. But yeah, this figure is massive. I can't hardly fit it in screen. But again, it adds a nice bit of colour to this team as well, with the blue sort of metallic armour that he has on with the red eyes. Yeah, this is a great figure. Definitely recommend completing the builder figure to complete this guy. And you're going to need to complete your Dark Knights. And talking about adding colour to this team, this guy definitely does with the green design. So if you couldn't tell with the green design, it is of course the Batman and Green Lantern hybrid. And you can tell exactly that because you've got the Bat logo with the Green Lantern logo on the top here on the chest. And you can also see that we've got the ring on this hand, which is a nice touch. The face does sort of look like Elvis Presley, but I assure you it's Bruce Wayne in his evil Green Lantern form. And again, another character design that I really like and stands out on the shelf with this crew. So of course, he is called the Dawnbreaker. And the Dawnbreaker represents Batman's fear of how dangerous he would actually be if he had superpowers, but lacking his adult discipline, his inner despair taken to his extreme, and the regret over his inability to get over his parents' death. So yeah, quite a lot to take on board there. You can tell why Batman's quite a dark, solemn guy. But yeah, this guy's very bright with his green design. And I like all these wires and cables and whatnot all around him. But another funky design that makes him stand out. But yeah, liking this guy, the Dawnbreaker. And last but certainly not least, this may be my favourite out of the whole team. It is, of course, the Devastator, the hybrid of Batman and Superman within the concept of this team. It is technically Bruce Wayne with the Doomsday Serum, because in that universe, he had to take the Doomsday Serum to kill Superman, can you believe it or not? I think he ends up giving everybody the Doomsday Serum in that universe as well. But that's why it is a Doomsday looking type person. But I assure you, it represents Batman and Superman within the story. And yeah, the articulated jaw. This guy may not be as tall as the Merciless, but is big, heavy, chunky, and all these sculpted sort of bone elements on him as well are very, very nicely done. So bravo to McFarlane on this one. Definitely one of my favourites out of the set. This is a weapon with itself. If you hit someone around the head with this, it's going to hurt, trust me. But the Devastator, he represents Batman's fear of losing hope, how important his friendship with Superman is, and both the fear and regret that he cannot fully trust the Man of Steel, because of course at any time he wants to, Clark Kent could just destroy everybody. He's just too powerful, and Batman just doesn't like that. Doesn't like that at all. So he always has a backup plan, and in this universe, things go terribly wrong. So there you have it, the Dark Knights. Now I know people love to give McFarlane a lot of crap for giving us Batman after Batman after Batman, but let's be honest, this team are evil, twisted versions of Batman, and you would have been mad if we only got one of them. At least he committed and give us the full team, and you cannot deny they look great when they're all posed together. People out there better at posing than me can make these look so much better than I can just on my white table, but still, I promise you, get them posed up. They're going to look formidable amongst your other DC characters, I'm sure. They scale great together as well. The sculpts are really nice. The paint is really nice. Again, that is where McFarlane shines. If you just want plastic representations of these characters on your shelf, then these are good. Trust me. Yes, they don't flip and articulate all crazy, but they don't need to when they can just pose and stand and look good. So no complaints from me. I'm probably going to end up picking up another couple of crows just because I like the way that the Batman Elapsed can hold the chain. I'll probably get some dirtier chains as well, and yeah, maybe build a little diorama for it. I don't know, I just like this unique looking evil versions of Batman. What can I say? Makes for a fun display, and I do love completing teams in plastic. I can't help it. But you let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think this is a good team in plastic? Always curious to hear your thoughts. Did you like the comic? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to support the channel, then you know what to do. You can please hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. And if you do want to support the channel a little bit more, you can now press that join button and show some love, or join the members club. Either or, I will love you all the same. Much appreciated. So as always, people, you can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. And as always, I will see you on the next one.